If you want to generate more B2B leads from YouTube consistently month after month, I'm going to show you the very simple process to get started. And the very first step in that is to literally just start. This is where most of us are not getting the results that we want. We just don't start. We spend a lot of time looking at what camera should I get, what microphone should I get, how do I edit this, how do I edit the sound, how do I do this and that, what lighting do I need? Loads of different things, okay? We spend so much time doing that. You don't need to do all that. You can do all that over time as you get better and better, but realistically, you just need to start, okay? It can be a very simple video. It can literally be 60 seconds just saying, we're starting this YouTube channel. Here's the kind of things we're going to be discussing. If you want to learn more and follow our journey and follow the kind of videos we're making, feel free to subscribe. That's going to be very, very simple to do. Just a very simple, quick 60-second, just using your phone. Again, you don't need anything magical. You don't need any microphones. Just put that one video up to start. Trust me, that gets the ball rolling. The problem for most of us is that we haven't got the initiative just to get the ball rolling from the start, okay? Get the ball rolling and you can continue on from there on, okay? The second thing then that you may want to do is to study, okay? Now, what do I mean by study? Well, none of us like to do study, none of us like to do homework, but this is how you win, okay? What you're going to do is essentially study the other people that are in your niche or niche, depending on how you say that, where you are in the world. Now, because this is B2B, there may not be a lot, if any, people that are in your niche, in your kind of industry. And when I say study, even if there are other organizations that are in your industry, your niche, whatever way you want to say it, they could be making kind of more so generic videos, okay? You want to try and stay away from the generic side of video side of things. What I mean by generic is, here's a case study, here's how this particular feature of our software works. Okay, they're very salesy. We don't want to be making salesy videos. We want to be making value-driven videos, okay? So we want to provide as much value as you possibly can. So try and find even something similar that would be in your industry and see what they're doing as well, okay? Once you study those people and what they're doing on their channels, it should help to give you some ideas, okay? What I'd also recommend is just put together a Google Sheet of just ideas, okay? And the reason I say Google Sheet is because this can be on a desktop, it can be on a laptop, it can be on a mobile device. So it doesn't matter where you are, an idea will pop in your head and you can write it down to make a video for it as well, okay? So study the people that are out there, study their videos, study what's working on their videos. And a good way to do this is if you go to their channel, not the actual video that you're watching, but if you actually go to their YouTube channel, if you click on the videos tab, you can click most popular. I think it's called most popular. I think there's newest, oldest, and most popular, or popular, whatever it's called. But if you go to that particular tab, you can see of the videos they've uploaded, what has done well for them, okay? You probably at this stage are going to start spotting patterns of what's done well for the people that you are studying. You can also install, I think it's a free extension, vidIQ with Chrome. I'm not sure if it's on other browsers as well. That shows you what outliers are on particular videos as well. Basically an outlier being that this video performed better than most of the other videos as well, okay? So again, there's two free ways that you're able to get a lot of information as well, okay? So once you have all that, the next step then is just to simplify, okay? Now, what do I mean by simplify? Well, basically, if on this particular stage here, you've studied someone who is a typical YouTuber and they have lots of explosions and loud noises and jump cuts and lots of different things in their videos, that's not what you're going after. You have to remember that when you're at this particular stage here as well, okay? So even though you might want to get a lot of views and be very popular and have lots of subscribers, don't be comparing yourself to typical YouTubers, because that's not what you're going for. That's not what your market's going to interact with. The whole idea of putting together YouTube videos on a YouTube channel for your B2B organization is that it's attracting the right kind of people. So you have to really understand here, you are not, and in any way, shape or form, the goal of this is not to be a YouTuber, okay? So that is not what you're going for here at all. These are just, as I said, value-driven videos that are going to help the people who would be an ideal client persona, ideal audience for you, who would actually want to, at some point in the future, go into your pipeline and then even a further stage in the future, obviously become a paying customer or client as well, okay? Remember that, and that's part of the simplify side of things as well, okay? Because when you're making B2B videos, they may come across as boring, okay? Because as I said, there's no explosions, no jump cuts, there's no loud noises, there's no, in most cases, no humor in most of them, but there's a lot of value behind them, okay? You have to really flip the script and understand that B2B YouTube is completely different It's just to provide value to your ideal audience. It's not to get lots of views, lots of subscribers, to, again, it's not even to win awards, any of that sort of stuff. So don't be concerned in that. So that kind of brings me on then to the next side of things as well, which is to strategize. Now, strategize, which kind of comes into what I was talking about realistically in the simplify side of things as well, is that, I hope I've spelled that correctly, basically once you have simplified what you're going to do, and again simplified the study as well and who you're looking at, then you also want to strategize of what you're going to do. Now, strategize basically just can mean a few small things, basically being, well, how many videos do we want to put out a week? How many videos can we realistically put out? How many or what do we want to do in these videos? Do we need to make some small investments in something such as even a whiteboard? You don't even have to do this straight away. You can test the waters. If you saw any of our previous videos from the very first few videos that we had on this channel, it was just those tear away whiteboard things that you just put on a wall and you can just scrunch up and throw in the bin once you're done with them. They are fairly cheap to buy on Amazon or any stationery store. So even test the waters with something like that, or do some screen sharing. I'm sure you can get free screen recording. I think a lot of the I think even Windows and Mac both have free screen recording natively in them now. I could be wrong about that. You can just double check that. But if not, you can download some software for that, which I'm sure you can get for free or some sort of trial or whatever. Again, just what kind of videos do you want to put together? Not that you would enjoy, and again, not that would be entertaining to be a YouTuber, but what would actually provide value to your ideal audience who's going to see that video, okay? That's the whole idea. So that's what you want to do in regards to strategize. I also mentioned putting together like a little Google Sheets of different ideas that you may have. Again, have different columns about, well, in this video we're going to do this, and it'll be done based on either a whiteboard, or it'll be a screen share, or I'll just be talking to a camera, or I'll be sitting at my desk, or we'll interview different people from the organization, or we'll speak to previous clients we've helped, or whatever it may be, okay? There's loads of different ways that you can do this. There's loads of different ways you can put together this content. One of the other things I mentioned is trying to figure out realistically what you can actually do in regards to uploads. If it is one a week, that's typically, going to be in and around 50 a year. Again, this compounds, it gets better and better over time. So if you're looking at this from between now and 12 months from now, or even further in the future, like if you look at any channel at all, whether it's B2B or whether they are a typical YouTuber, look at their oldest videos. As I said earlier, you can go into someone's channel, you can look at the newest, oldest and popular tab if you're under videos on their channel. If you look at some of these older videos, again, even in the B2B space, you'll see that they're totally different and they kind of grow over time and they get better and better, okay? You have to start from zero or start from video 1. That's the only way you can get to video 100, okay? Or video 50 or even video 10, whatever it is, okay? So again, bear that in mind when you are strategizing as well. And even though this is not a overnight success, you can get results very, very quickly. We put a video about that on this channel recently as well, okay? So the last thing then, which might seem a bit counterintuitive based on everything that I just said, the last step is to stop. Now, what do I mean by stop? I mean stop looking at vanity metrics, okay? Stop looking at views, stop looking at subscribers, stop looking at watch time, stop looking at your click-through rate, stop looking at all that sort of stuff, okay? Especially at the start, okay? Because it's not going to make any difference to you or to anybody at the start, okay? So in regards to views, you're not going to be getting high amounts of views. You're not going to be getting millions of views. The content that you're making, again, is in the B2B space for someone very specific to find that video, okay? Now, YouTube will do their job to help that person find that video. We're not talking about that in this particular video, okay? But when I say stop, I mean stop looking at your views, stop refreshing the page, looking at how many views you have. It does not matter, especially in the B2B world, okay? It makes no difference to you, your channel, or whatever, okay? Stop looking at subscribers. It makes absolutely no difference. And I would actually argue that even for a typical YouTuber, someone who's under more so entertainment rather than business, I actually don't think subscribers means a lot to those people now either, because subscribers aren't really showing your videos. It's all to do with what YouTube more so thinks you will want to see, whether you are subscribed to that person or not. So I'd actually argue subscribers mean nothing to anybody on YouTube these days. I also stop looking at the likes of your watch time. Stop looking at, because again, it's if you're expecting people to watch your whole videos the whole way through because you've put a lot of effort into it and it might be valuable, you're just going to be disappointed because nobody, well, not nobody, but the vast majority of people do not watch YouTube videos the whole way through, okay? Even the biggest YouTubers in the world, they don't have a 100% retention rate, okay? They don't have 100% of their watch time. They don't have people watching their videos the whole way through. That's just not how it works, okay? So even if you can just get a smaller percentage of people watching the videos, then that's okay, start with that. But again, this comes back to the very first section here. Just start, and then you can look at some of the metrics that may be a little more important a little bit further down the line, okay? I mentioned CTR as well. Don't be worrying about any of that sort of stuff at the start. You can look at that at a later stage, and if you want, then you can include some A/B testing for different thumbnails and titles and whatever it might be as well, okay? Now, I believe that YouTube already have natively in the platform a way that you can test, I think, up to 3 different thumbnails, and YouTube will automatically switch between back and forth. So they'll show essentially the same video to different people, to the same people, but with different thumbnails to see what actually makes somebody click. So that will help you to understand what your click-through rate is going to be. But in this case, don't be worrying about your thumbnails, don't be worrying about your titles. Just start, okay? Just upload a few videos. Don't be putting any effort or any crazy effort into editing, into sound, into titles and thumbnails. Yes, we want people to initially find the video, but it's not going to blow out of the water instantly, okay? So at the start, you need to stop looking at these metrics, okay? These will come, all these kind of metrics, these will come more so to be important over time. Although I would also argue views and subscribers realistically wouldn't be in the B2B world. But that's when you can start looking at the likes of maybe watch time, maybe a bit more with CTR as well, different things like that as well, okay? By the way, just before I finish this video, if you're looking at any YouTube advice on YouTube, ironically, about how to grow and what you should do, and if you're under 1,000 subscribers, do this, okay? You need to remember that the vast majority, I would actually say pretty much 99% of it, I don't actually see a lot of business YouTube advice out there, but the vast majority of YouTube advice out there is more so for entertainment channels, okay? They're geared towards completely different audiences. And the reason that they use 1,000 is because when most people want to be a YouTuber, you have to, well, I think the metric used to be you had to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time before you could be monetized on YouTube, essentially earn money from the ads that are shown on your channel. I think now it's 500 subscribers and I think it's still 4,000 watch hours. But again, that means nothing in the B2B world. It does not matter, because what you'll be doing in these videos is you'll be doing something like what I'm about to do now, saying that if you want help with something like this and a lot of other things that will help you grow in regards to B2B and have consistent leads month after month after month, you can have a look at the first link that's in the description. We help B2B companies do things like this all the time. That's an example of what you'll be doing in your videos as well, okay? So just a very, very small segment of what you do. There's a link in the description below. And that's where essentially where the revenue is earned in the B2B world, okay? It's not from the views, it's not from the subscribers, it's not from any of that sort of stuff. You don't expect to get famous from this, okay? That's not the goal here. As I said, the goal is to speak to a very, very specific kind of person with this video who has this problem, who wants to solve this problem, and you've just helped them by providing value, okay? So everything that I've kind of gone over here, that's essentially what I've done in this video as well, okay? So hopefully you got some value from that. If you have any further questions or is anything in particular that you do want a video on, just leave it in the comments below and we'll make sure to create that video for you. So hopefully you got some value from that, and have a good day. Bye.